Morning, everyone. I'm Stephen Ting from Success Secret. Welcome to another episode of Success Secret. Today, we are very fortunate because we have a person that I really respect. He started his company in 1974, Personal Development Leadership (PDL). I'm still in the diapers. He already started the career. All right. Welcome, Dr. Lawrence Chan,
Thank you very much.
to another episode of Success Secret.
Thank you for having me.
All right, just a bit of background of Dato Lawrence Chan. He's a globally renowned leadership development expert and also transformation speaker and best certified speaking professional. First certified speaking professional, stand for CSP in Asia. He a lot of achievement. Some of the very well-known people that attended his courses, including like people like Ning Baizura, Sheila Majid. For those who don't know, even the 1975 World Hockey Team, he was part of the person that really motivate the hockey team in terms of mental training and motivation, and also the 1992 Thomas Cup winning squash. Dato Lawrence is the person behind the mental preparation and the motivation for this 1992 Thomas Cup and many, many more achievements. So today we're really great to have him here to spend us some of his time to share of his insight for his over of more than 40 years of his experience in this personal leadership development, and also on the business coaching, and also of course in motivation and mental preparation. Yeah, Dato Lawrence Chan, without wasting any time, I would like to ask you the first question, which is basically want to ask you regarding what inspires you to start the PDL, the Personal Development Leadership Management Corporation, is in 1974, and what is the long-term vision for it?
Oh, thank you. Actually, I was under the government contract working for telecoms because I was on a federal scholarship. Now, when I had a lot of people working with me, I noticed that they are trouble in their own personal or professional sense. But somehow I realized I could take charge and improve their lives and change them. So I knew I was talented not only in telecoms engineering, but human engineering. So I decided then and there that after my contract is over with the government, I will go to the best place to learn how to train people. So a UN expert, United Nations expert from Telecoms Training Center, who was working there, told me it's best to go to USA because that's the place where the best training is being held. So I went there and they got me interested to be a professional trainer and speaker. So I was there in 1971 to be exact. But I also decided leaving my wife and my son behind. But I will come back in 3 years' time and do my thing.
I see. All right. Okay, the next question is, has the first certified speaking professional, CSP in Asia, how did that recognition shape your journey and influence others in the region?
Okay, this certified speaking professional was a prestigious title given and started by Dorothy Walters. The purpose of her starting this is to ensure that speakers are not just talkers, but they must walk their talk, which means that you must start earning good income. So, getting a CSP, you must first ensure that your results are outstanding and consistent in the field of training. So, I got involved into it, and it was not easy because the program is geared in such a way that if you do well, you will also become very successful. And you must be consistent. After getting it first 5 years, you have to prove again another 5 years and another 5 years. Another retention of the CSP destination will depend on your results.
My next question is like, what do you believe separate an average leader from a truly exceptional one?
Oh, that has to do a lot with character. The first thing that one must realize is that most people, especially entrepreneurs, like to use people because they love what they want. But to be really successful consistently, you got to love people. Love people and use things, not the other way around. Where you use things, you love things, but you use people to get it. So that is a criteria of a measurement of an exceptional leader. Besides that, you must have inner qualities. Like for example, people trust you. People who join you as a leader, you must be trusted and believable in whatever you do. In other words, a leader must have strong positive values and right attitudes, and he must show the direction of what he wants to do so that his people can grow with him. In other words, when a person joins you, he must be prepared to perform well in the sense that you take care of his future and ensure that he is definitely going to benefit from your leadership.
Okay, my next question is like, Datuk Lawrence, can you share a turning point or defining moment in your life that deeply impacted your personal or professional growth?
Oh, there are many turning points in my life. Firstly, in school. Secondly, in uh, college, where I was the first, with the help of my team, to trace the satellite from outer space and communicate with the astronauts. First in Asia to do that. And of course, when it comes out to working life, I too benefited a lot. There were many turning points in my life. One of them is when all the people in the field, in the stadium, I would say, uh, cry with joy when we beat the world champions Holland during the hockey time. Nobody expects us to beat it. But in my heart and the hearts of the players, we know we can do it. So that was a really turning point because people cried. Another one is the incident, as you know, we won the Thomas Cup. When I took on the mission to train the Thomas Cup players, I was a subject of ridicule because people joke with me and say, "You're crazy to take on that. You cannot win." So it was not just overnight winning. In 1988, we lost and we got runners up. Number two, 1990, we got runners up again. And then 1992, we beat Indonesia to win the Thomas Cup. It was not luck. It was actually what I always call, when people say we are lucky, I will say luck is labor under correct knowledge or know-how. In other words, you must slog through training and ensure that you do well, keeping in mind what is your purpose. So our mission was to win the Thomas Cup because many people think of commission rather than mission. You should be mission driven to achieve what you want.
Okay, thanks for the sharing. Now I know why the Malaysian win the Thomas Cup in 1995. All right, my next question is, what does your daily routine looks like, and how do you maintain peak performance mentally, physically, and spiritually?
Oh, to do that, one has to be very prepared mentally, spiritually, socially, and physically. And by that I mean you must practice certain system or process that will be a habit of yours daily. So that can be done. For example, you got to get up in the morning and smile in the mirror. This is one ritual you must do. And you must smile at yourself before you can smile at other people. And then if it's possible, if you're feeling a bit down, you must greet yourself and say, happy morning. Make yourself happy. Why must people say Happy New Year once a year when every day is a new day? So you should say Happy Morning. And then the next thing is you must thank God because He gave you another opportunity to do great things for the day. And then also you must also say your prayers if you have a religion. Besides that, when you get up, you must do exercise, physical exercise to warm up just for 10-20 minutes. And after that, when you bathe, sing song. Birds get up in the morning, they sing, and they are very happy. So we must sing a positive song, and then greet people, and then plan what we want to do by sitting down and meditate for 5 minutes. Your your activities for the day. Think of the end result, and then the process. That's how you get yourself organized. The most important thing is that one has to be positive. It's easy to say, oh, be positive, but ask yourself, is are your thoughts positive? Are your feelings positive? You know, how do you feel? Even though you don't feel well, you must say can be better. And then you'll be better.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Lawrence, for a lot of insights of your daily routines.
Mm.
All right, my next question is like you emphasize on heart-based leadership.
Mm.
How can someone practically cultivate this in their everyday leadership style?
Great leaders are great and are consistent because they use their heart. To handle yourself, use your head. To handle others, use your heart. So heart-based leadership is you must love people genuinely. When you recruit people into your organization, treat them like your brothers and sisters of a family. And you are the extended family where you help people, because no matter whatever we do, it's always helping people, to serve people, to guide people, to fulfill their needs. So great leaders are there to make a difference to people's lives. So, for example, if a person works with you and resign, it's not that he doesn't like the company or what he is doing. Most likely, it's because he don't understand you and he doesn't like working with you. So it's a matter of connection and relationship.
All right, Dr. Lawrence, what role has mentorship played in your success, and how do you personally approach mentoring others?
To mentor other people, first you must ensure that you are on the right track. You must not, as a speaker, you must not only talk your walk, walk your talk. In other words, you must show living example. Like for example, my friends' children come to my course. Why they see my children are ideal role models, outstanding in studies, games, activities. So they want the children to be like my children. And also in my daily life, my life is an open book for people to read. I have no secrets. What you see and feel about me on the stage is the same when you meet me off the stage or in my personal life. I don't pretend. I am genuine. That's what it means. You have to be genuine. And then people trust you. The key word here is trust. They must trust you. Because when they join your cause, they are putting 2 days, 4 days, 6 days of their life to you, for you, and with you. So you must do good to help them to do well. And that's most important. And that's why I was able to run many successful courses. My famous course is the PDL, 4 days, 3 nights. They stay with me and they learn how to interact with themselves and with people. And it is in the Malaysian Book of Records as the longest running course in the country. 1,000 over batches. The same course. And 80% of these students or adults come by recommendation. I don't have a strong marketing people. People recommend people by word of mouth, knowing by their results. And they come not only from Malaysia, but overseas too, like Singapore, China, Japan, Africa, England, and the rest of the world to attend my course because they are recommended by these friends of theirs or associates.
It's a very interesting question for you, Dato' Lawrence. Next question. How do you help people break through mental block and limiting belief that hold them back from achieving their potential?
Uh, let's take, for example, I help a lot of insurance agents. When they first join, the first thing they do is they must do some sales. And they do sell. So if they are able to sell it to people, the next step is that you guide them to aim for MDRT, Million Dollar Round Table. That's a certain quota they must achieve in order to earn a certain amount of money. So step by step. And then they must also plan how many prospects they go to see per day. And they must fulfill the quota. Let's say 4. So if today they see need 2, they have to see 2 more extra the next day. So that is how I do it. The other one is from there they go on to the next one, the TOT. TOT is more challenging, but before that there's a second stage COT, court of the table, higher than the what called higher than top of this TOT, just before TOT. TOT is the highest. And that's where they have to see not 3 persons, but at least 5 to 7 persons every day. And there must be good prospect that give him a high income.
Okay.
So from MBLT to TOT is not easy, but step by step. This means breakthrough. You want to break through, you have to push yourself hard. Just like badminton or any sports. The first to come to training, the last to leave. You have to push yourself. You notice that in badminton, what's difficult is the third game. Rubber set, they call it, until the players become rubberized. The hand, the leg, they can't run, they run out of stamina. This is because they have not trained them hard enough to toughen them. And the winner is always the one that is mentally stronger. And not only physically, but mentally stronger. That's very important.
Okay. Dato' Lawrence, what are the most common mistakes you see in business leader when they're trying to scale their teams or companies?
Oh, they are too task orientated rather than people orientated. To succeed, one has to build the people at the same time ensuring that they achieve this target. But Malaysians are too eager and impatient. They want results. But results don't come overnight. It takes time. Just like we won the Thomas Cup, it's not overnight. It took us 5 years, exactly 5 years. Dato Panch Gadang, God bless his soul, he has passed away, but he was the one who set a 5 year goal. It was a goal that we wanted to achieve. So when we don't achieve in the first year, second year, third year, we know we are on the way. That's important. The goals must be mission driven.
Okay, in the fast changing world, how do you stay ahead of trends and continue to lead with relevance and impact?
We are living in a very fast moving world, as you can see what's happening right now. One has to steady oneself and you have to work on your plans of action. You know, but what is important is you must anchor yourself on your attitudes, your values, your behavior, your habits to ensure that you're on track rather than to stray away. The tendency is that all these external influences and distraction will lure you away from what you want to achieve. You know, so you must concentrate, stay focused. You see, in my training, I tell people once you set your mind, you must focus on what you want. And your mind will help you with what we call RAS, reticular uh, articulation system, which means it's a system that will help you to stay focused. For example, if you have in mind you want to buy a red Camry, okay? So when you decided you want the red Camry, you get a photograph of it, and suddenly the next day and a few days later on, you see red Camry everywhere. Because your mind tells you that. Huh? So that's why it's important to focus on what you want, not to focus on external factors. Of course, you have to be mindful and aware of what's happening in the world, but you should stick to what you do best and you enjoy doing it.
Dr. Lawrence, as a global speaker, how do you adapt your message for diverse audiences without losing your authenticity?
Oh, firstly, there's no running away. When you first appear in front of an audience, especially foreign audience, they know you are not their kind. So you have to study long beforehand. You have to do your homework. Like for example, when I was transferred to Salt Lake City, the Mormons were a peculiar lot. You know, Mormons, their religion is different from others, and they are very sensitive to other races, religion, and they can marry many times. Oh, the peculiarities. So you have to understand the peculiarities, accept it as what they are, and help them to improve. So that comes in culture and custom and peculiarities, tradition of the people. Whether you understand that, they will respect you if and when you understand and appreciate their culture, the background, their behavior, no matter who they are. Even in is Malaysia. You ought to understand the Sarawakians and the Sabahans. They are not like you. They're different. Firstly, when you detect their names, it's already different. They may have an English name, but they are not English. They are a mixture of Orang Asli. And you have to understand them. And then that's where you proceed. So most important for speakers, especially global and international, you have to understand the particular persons that you are addressing. So that's why when I fly over to a foreign country and I started training a lot of foreigners in the 70s, late 70s, you when you get into the taxi or the cab, get to know the cab driver. He's one of the best person to give you latest information of the market, what's happening, and that is where you tackle them. The next is the hotel people. Get to know them well and communicate with them. So from there, you also mix with the potential attendees. When you know them well, they become your friend. And anybody who's your friend is no longer a stranger. After all, a stranger is a friend you ever met. Okay?
Dr. Lawrence, what advice will you give to someone who wants to become a world-class communicator like yourself?
Well, he has to study the basic, the basic to communicate with people. You have to understand people and, if possible, speak their language. For example, even if you go to Penang, you have to learn to speak Hokkien besides Bahasa. It helps you. So during your presentation, put in a few Hokkien words of some incidents. So understanding people, in other words, you have to have empathy for people. Put yourself in their shoes and think and feel the way they think and feel. And when they listen to your presentation, hey, he is talking to me personally. He's referring to me. And that is very important because people tend to forget what you say. Even they will put aside their notes given by you, but what they never forget, the kind of feeling that you touch their heart, that they will remember. For example, I've got an article here, the hockey player, the Cruz. He wrote to me in an email, he said, I'll never forget your seminar, even though it's 1975. And he just wrote to me and said that he was very touched by the my training. He will never forget my training. And that's why it's very important to be a trainer. People never forget what you say, what you do. That's why the oldest person I've trained is from Africa, 72 years old. And he's already a millionaire. And yet he come to my course. I asked him, how come you come to my course? You already, in general terms, very successful. He said, because I see the people who attended your course are different. They're extra happy. And I want to be like them. So that's why that makes them want to attend the course. And that's why they attend. So in life, every trainer, speaker, or for that matter, any business, you must take pride in what you do. take pride is important. Pride means personal responsibility in delivering excellence. Personal responsibility. You must take it on yourself that you will deliver excellent service consistently.
Dr. Lawrence, you have spoken at over 20 over countries and influenced millions. What keeps you grounded amidst such influence and recognitions?
What really gave me grounded is when I go back to my family. That's why I cannot be a speaker. By nature, I'm a quite quiet person because I told my wife do the speaking because I pay her. I'm not being paid, so best be a good listener and you learn. So you do not behave like a grand lord, egoistic speaker all the time. You have to be grounded and go back to the basic. Be humble uh, to learn from other people. You can learn from a failure also. You can learn from successful people. It all depends on what you want. But because I formed various organizations, NGOs, like Toastmasters, Mensa, JCs, JCI is the largest youth organization in the world. I also been helping them for more than 50 years. I'm still an advisor to them, and that makes me more authentic. So that is important that you continuously befriend people. That's why when I mix with people, they don't know who I am actually. But later on, they thought, wow, you are the one. I say, no, I'm just an ordinary person. The only difference, I put in extraordinary effort. I take my job very seriously because you're playing with people's lives. You see. Just like you take on badminton, hockey, you take on people's life. I've been to the Olympics. I'm one of the rare persons as a trainer who has been to the Olympics as an official, not just as a spectator. And that is the greatest show on earth, in sports especially. You know, in Malaysia, it is sad to know that people give low standards to high sounding titles. That's the problem. When they didn't win any world championship, they claim they are world champion. And then psychologically, you lower your standards. You think you already arrived, but you're not even halfway. That's very important. So your measurement of your success is as compared with other people. It's just like now I'm happily retired, but I still do actively helping people, giving advice, and more importantly, do a bit of coaching. Besides that, I also try my best to make a difference to people's life because that's my mission. You see, I have got a mission statement that I had it in 1974, and this is the statement. The purpose of my life. The purpose of my life is to be joyfully committed with love to make a positive difference to the lives of people. With this general statement, it keeps me in mind. I place this in my bedroom, in my office at the time, and as in my sitting lounge to remind me that you must make a difference to people.
Okay, Dr. Lawrence, my next question is like, what legacy are you hoping to leave behind? not just a business, but in the life you have touched?
Life is very funny. Many people are influenced by the fact that they want to achieve wealth, possession, position, titles. Uh, but the fact is, when we came to this world, we came with nothing. And if you have attended many funerals and you leave this world with nothing, what you leave behind are your assets or liabilities are depending on what sort of person you are. So in other words, you don't take anything with you, you can't. What you leave behind are the memories in the hearts and minds of those who love you. That's why the real definition of success is not so much of what you acquire. The real definition of success is who loves you. You work, 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 but in the end, do the people love you? And you can judge not only at the funeral, because funeral people attend, oh yeah, so and so has passed away, let's attend his funeral 1-2 hours, or come for the funeral itself a few hours, and that's it. At the end of it, that's the end of the life. What happens next? 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, they have forgotten you. Even your photograph on the walls of your house will eventually disappear. And your great grandchildren will ask, who's that? Oh, that's your great grandfather. Oh, yes, that's a great mother. So what I meant was that all these are forgotten. They only remember heroes, the real heroes, and the crooks, the biggest crook. The rest are forgotten. So that's why it's important to realize we should not put our heart, mind, energy to what we do where it doesn't really serve us a real purpose. Because at the end of the day, it's not what we have done, it's how much we care. To me, the greatest joy is when I meet people, Dr. Lawrence, you changed my life. Almost every day I receive all these verbal, written emails from people who say they learn from me, they change their lives. And to me, that's wonderful because there's something that you treasure, that people know that you make a difference in their lives. And this is very important. Even companies, you start a company 30 years, 50 years, 100 years, sooner or later it will close down. You tell me which company has lasted 200-300 years? Hmm? Companies won't last long. People don't last long. What lasts is perhaps your name. That's why it's good, like you are a journalist, it's good to write a book. I've written 6 books, so it's good to write a book, and at least the book will be around. So people still remember you rather than say, oh, that guy, he was a good writer. Like my time, I know many journalists, announcers who are really famous. We always look up to him or to her over the radio, maybe TV later on. But after that, forgotten. So that's why it's important to create an impact. The important thing is don't delay. don't really. Like trainers, speakers, what's the biggest crowd we have spoken to? I've spoken to about 25,000 people in the stadium under CNI. All the distributors from Southeast Asia all come together and I speak to them. That's the challenge. And I tell myself, okay, I will go to the Olympics and help them to win some medal. The medals is not up to me, it's up to them. So they all achieve bronze and silver, but not none gold. Because they don't really deserve gold. Because when we went there, I asked them, what is your target? Before that also I asked them, they said silver. So I got the brochure of the silver medal and pin on the walls of the place where they sleep. And they think of silver, silver, they got silver. That's why it's said it's dangerous to know what you want. Because what you want, you will often get it. That's why it's important when you talk to yourself, you must talk in a positive way. Don't talk in a negative way. Even though you're not feeling well, don't say I'm not feeling well. Say I can feel better. And then somehow or other you provoke yourself, you motivate yourself to be better. You recover faster. That's very important.
Okay, Dr. Lawrence, my next questions, right? Of all the life you have impacted, is there one story that stand out to you the most?
Oh, many stories. There are, perhaps I can tell you the story of how I impact the, when he was a manager of Crocodile Holdings. He went through my course, he changed, and then he sent his wife, his children, and then his people. So that's why they keep on sending people for years, 40 years, 50 years. The same with Scott and English. Scott and English, at the CEO attended my course because his wife attended it, and his wife's sister, five of them attended. So he found out, wait, this course is very good. It helps me to do better in whatever I do. So I must send my people. So since then, they've been sending people since 1975 to now. At that time, hundreds attend. Recommend people. So the company grew bigger and bigger. And then the MD, the managing director, became president of Asia Pacific. There was a Bhumiputra company same. He resigned, he came to me and said, I want to attend your course. I heard it's very good. I said, sure, you can attend. He attended. After that, he said, all my family and my people, when I start to recruit people to my company, I will send them to the course. Since then, now people have been coming to the course. So he comes, he send people and they attend. Asma Hamza Plastic. When I was doing training, like this is Crocodile, I helped the company to grow. This is the one I was talking about, Ang Bun Ken. He sent people. So what happens is even Prudential came to me and said, help us to be number one. So we put up a statement, mission to be number one. At that time, I found out Great Eastern had got about 17,000 agents. Prudential needs 6,000 plus. How to win? That means each agent must do 3 times better than Great Eastern. But we did it. After 2 years, go around the country 7 times. We did it. And then some of them achieved TOT lah, COT lah, MDLT lah. Then the results were shown lah. And then he became chairman. You know, automatically promotion. So it all depends on what you want. Eh? Mission Impossible to become number one. They became number one in 2007. See? And I went to all the places. So you must have a mission. The same with Perdua. Perdua was number two. Perdua, the name was Perdua. Proton was number one. But I helped them to beat Proton and became number one. First the manager scores, and then the staff, sales scores, and they do well. Yeah. People from Sri Lanka everywhere come out in the newspaper from Singapore. When she attended the course, she went back and started the productivity movement and was outstanding. So much so that the former Prime Minister rewarded her with the Productivity Award. This is our friend, journalist. He attended and became a chief editor of New Straits Times. His wife attended, his children attended. The same. He was a inspector. And then when he attended ASP, he became a deputy inspector general. Tan Sri Najib. His name was also Najib. And then this fellow attended as a captain. He went through my training, became a general. General number one, chief of armed forces. So there are people like this. And this fellow became a chairman of KFC. So result shows that they do well. So results are very important because saying is one thing. Even a pasar malam shoe seller, she joined mutual fund, sell insurance, and became superstar, multimillionaire. So now she's doing a lot of charity work. A guy who smoked, he come to my course. He had 2 boxes of, or 2 tin of cigarette. He smoked 100 cigarettes a day. But when he attended my course, he gave up. So there were a lot of success stories. And then he became MD of his cargo company. Instead of becoming an office boy. KSC, those days I helped them to be number one, KFC. But now it's different. KSC. I focus on SOP. When a person order KFC, he must get it within 5 minutes. So training helps a lot. I've proven it. I've trained families. All these are doing well. The father attended first 40 years ago. Then asked the wife refused. So he sent the children, 3 of them. It improved. Then finally he no choice but to come in as a mother. It all depends.
So what Dato' Lawrence was trying to share for those viewer who cannot see, basically he's trying to show me a lot of his success story, impacted many lives from individuals to corporate leaders and very prominent people. Yeah, that's what he's trying to share. Yeah. So, Dr. Lawrence, can we move on to the next questions?
Sure.
Yeah. For the next question is like for someone who just starting out in leadership or entrepreneurship, what the first thing they should focus on?
First, he should focus on his purpose. Why is he going to a company or start his company? In other words, his purpose, like what I show you, my purpose of life. Then he must have a vision, mission, his values, and then his strategies of what he intend to do. Every time he joins a company, gain experience, he must learn from the company that he has worked for. The experience gained, very important. And while working, he must come up with ideas. What are problems? Problems are due to the lack of creative ideas. If you have a problem, you must come up with ideas to solve it. That's most important. So problems are due to the lack of creative ideas. Just like me, when I formed my organization, I had a vision, mission, and values. And the people who work with me every morning must recite this.
Can you show it maybe on the
Oh, sure,
screen
sure.
for the readers? Yeah, this is what he's trying to say. Thank you, Dr. Lawrence.
These are like articles people send to me. Mind you, 2 years ago, his training is 1975.
Yeah, this is basically from our ex-hockey player Franco
Franco
Di
Di
Cruz, kind of like a testimonial letter.
The testimonial by them, why they can win. So when they set their mission right and they work for it every day, they're bound to achieve success.
Okay, my next question is like, if you have to restart from scratch today with no network, what would your game plan looks like?
The same, like I mentioned, vision, mission, values, and strategies, and then the goals that you want to achieve. Follow through with that. More or less blueprint. It's just like you want to have a beautiful bungalow, you must have a blueprint. Of course, you can build bungalows without blueprint. At that house, at not attractive enough. Houses that are very attractive have a blueprint. The trouble with people, they don't have blueprint of what they want. And then from there, ask yourself, what are my habits? Because it's the habits that determine your destiny. Habits. That's why show me your habits. Tell me what are your habits, and I'll show you your future.
Okay, my final question for this morning interviews with Dr. Lawrence Chan is like, what's one habits, quotes, or books that you have that has dramatically changed your life?
Pardon me?
Yeah, I repeat the question again. What's one's habits, quotes, or books that has dramatically changed your life?
Oh, I see. I always tell myself that one should be committed, totally committed. The challenges of the world today are unpredictable, and it has got a pulling effect, pulling you in various directions. So you have to strengthen yourself with your own, for example, quotation like mine, my own. I always tell myself I'm always committed to God, to my family, to my associates, to my friends, to my customers. And I do it with pride, personal responsibility in delivering excellence. The most important thing is every day you have to decide because life is full of choices. You choose what you want. So it's up to us all to choose what we want. We want to be happy, we want to be successful, we want to be enthusiastic, we want to be healthy, we want to have peace of mind. So when we decide what we want, we go for it. So basically, leaders, to be exception, must make firm decision. Not only make firm decision, act on the decision and stick by it. That's the true quality of leader. To think, feel, and act. Stick by what you believe in. Like I have a quality of patience and persistence. When I came back from USA, at times I feel regret coming back because I was doing very well in USA. But when I came back, who wants to pay money, stay in the hotel, attend my course? Those were the days when nobody really showed interest. But I still work hard and managed to get 10 students, 12 students, 8 students. Even though I don't make money, but I still carry on. And that's why my turning point came with the Malaysian hockey team. This is where I prove that my training is world class, is very powerful, impactful. In other words, you have to persist until you succeed. Persist until you succeed. So I keep in mind my purpose in life. And this is my purpose in life. That's why I can see it every day. My purpose in life is to motivate myself with love, uh, to make a positive difference to others. That's very important. So you must be joyfully committed. In other words, commitment is one thing, but you must be joyful. And joyfulness comes with love. That's why I say you must love people and not love things. A lot of entrepreneurs, business people love things. Oh, a house, Lamborghini, a lovely car, a lovely wife. No, the wrong things in life. They look they love things but not people. They use people and to the extent where they abuse them, overuse them, or underuse them. You must love people. Love people means you, you tell people what to do, but you yourself must also be willing to do it, which means the following the platinum rule. You know, we always hear about quality golden rule. Who has equality means do what you want to do. But the golden rule, do unto others as you want others to do unto you. But the golden rule is do to people what you want them to do to you. That is to say, you won't do to people unless you yourself are willing to do it. More important, treat people with respect. That's why you must treat people like brothers, sisters. If you treat your brothers, sisters with care, love, and respect, you do the same thing with other people's brothers and sisters. Very important.
Okay, that's all for now. It's a
Thank you.
very great pleasure to have Dato' Lawrence to come for this interview and share with all the viewers of his experiences over the years. So thank you, Dato'
Thank you.
Lawrence, for your time.
My pleasure.
So,
My pleasure to share and care.
yeah. So I'll see you in the next episode in Success Squared. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.